wrap up, we'll talk about multi-line text, at least briefly. We're not going to exhaust the topic, but if I go to text and multi-line text, the command line now asks for the first corner. Before that it says mtext, the current text style is standard, the current text height is 0.3, annotative is no. Instead of asking for a single point, it asks for a corner. What we're going to do is describe a box that's going to contain the text. So if I pick one corner here, drag away from it, and pick another corner, say over here to the right, inside that box is where the text is going to go. So if I start typing, I'm not going to worry what I type, I'll just type a bunch of garbage letters. I'm just making sure I put some spaces in it, and you'll see why in a moment. I'll do it again without putting spaces. But I'm not hitting the Enter key. As it gets to the right-hand side, it automatically goes down to the next line. When I've finished putting the text in, instead of hitting Enter twice in a row, in the upper right-hand corner on the ribbon, we have a Close button. When I hit Close, it finishes the text, if it would only do that. And I have the box that I picked originally to put the text inside of. If I click on the text, I'll see where the box is roughly that contained the text that I put in. So where before it was one line at a time, now if I went to move this text and pick anywhere on it, it's moving the whole hunk of text at one time. So multi-line text is just that. It's a bunch of text put in together. Again, if I go to text, multi-line text, pick one corner and then the other, you'll see that the whole interface up here where the ribbon is changes to give you all of the options for multi-line text. And you can change things like the font. I could say this is one font, hit Enter, and this is another. Hit Enter, and now they're the same, but as soon as I drag across here, I could go up to the ribbon and pick a different font. Let's say that I picked something like Cambria, whatever that looks like. And it's a different font than the first one. So if you need to mix fonts, if you need to mix things like colors instead of by layer, if I had to have something that was a different color, I'll grab some of this and then say 0.4 instead. So it's a little bit bigger than the other ones. I'm not going to get into everything you can do with multi-line text. It's beyond the scope of what you need to know for this class, but just so that you see, when you put the text in, you can edit it. You can finally close the text editor, and it finishes whatever text you did. So you can have, in single-line text, you couldn't mix fonts or sizes or colors. In multi-line text, you can, called mtext. Okay, if I put some more text in, let's say I use multi-line text again. Pick one corner, and then before I pick the other corner on the command line, it has height, justify, line spacing, rotation, style, etc., etc. If I check justify, we actually get fewer choices for justification in multi-line text than we did with single-line text. And the TL, TC, TR is top left, top center, top right, middle left, middle center, middle right, etc., etc. If I wanted it to be let's say bottom right, I could say right click and bottom right, and now as I put my text in here, it all starts at the bottom, and as I hit Enter, I can see that it's justified at the bottom right corner and flows up from that corner. Kind of gives you a hint what the other justifications do. You might pick middle center, and then it would be justified horizontally and vertically inside that. When I finally say close the text editor, it's done and it's justified. Now you can select the text and double click on it so you're working with it again. Select it all, and you could change your justification here also. So let's say I want it to be middle or center justified. Now it's center justified. If I close my text here, and let's say that I put one last piece of text in. If I put multi-line text, and remember I said you put spaces in. What happens if you don't? What if I just keep hitting letters and never hit a space? It never knows that it wants to go down to the next line. So it never does wrap it down. Now if I clicked inside of here and put a space in different places, it's now spacing the text and allows it to wrap the way you would have thought it would. That's why we have to put spaces in it. It doesn't know where to break it if you don't.